My name is Rhonda Whitaker. I'm serving as Sergeant at Arms tonight. I will be introducing our Madam Chairperson. And I would like to ask before we start that you all shut your telephones or your things that go beep in the night off before we start our contest so it won't disturb our judges while they're marking their ballots. And if people could move up a little closer to the front, that would be fine too. We have some empty chairs over here. Anywhere you want, Jeff is fine. Okay.
Thanks, Madam.
You're welcome. All right. I would like to introduce Karen Aoki, our Madam Chairperson.
Yo!
Good evening, most welcome guests and fellow Toastmasters. It's great to be here today. I'm excited because this day I've been planning is finally here. I'm looking forward to hearing excellent speeches, insightful table topics, and a terrific educational session today. I'm excited because people like you have gathered here to join in the mission of Toastmasters to provide a mutually supportive learning environment. Welcome. The first and only contest today is table topics. The object of table topics is for the contestants to think on their feet while answering a question they have not heard before. Prior to beginning today, the contestants drew lots to determine their speaking order. The order of the contestants will be: number 1, Stephen Harper; number 2, Monty Comden; number 3, Cindy Traynor. I'll repeat their names. Number 1, Stephen Harper; number 2, Monty Comden; number 3, Cindy Traynor. For the table topics contest briefing, help me welcome our Chief Judge, Scott Terry.
Madam Contest Chair, most welcome guests. Got a whole bunch. Dignitaries, Lewis, you, and viewers at home. As Chief Judge of this contest, I confirm we have equal judging representation in the area division involved in this contest. The judges, timers, ballots, counters have been briefed and are fully aware of their responsibilities. In addition, the contestants and the contestant Sergeant at Arms have met for a briefing regarding the rules and procedures of the contest. I ask the Chief Timer, please review the timing procedure for the contestants and officers and have a final check with the lights.
Thank you. It is my pleasure tonight to be the timer. And my role as timer, or the timing procedure, is time will begin with the contestant's first definite verbal or nonverbal communication with the audience. This will usually be the first word uttered by the contestant, but it would include any other communication, such as sound effects, a staged act by another person, etc. Speech length is 2 minutes. A contestant will be disqualified for speaking less than 1 minute or more than 2 minutes 30 seconds. The green light will turn on at 1 minute. The yellow light or the amber light will turn on at 1 minute 30 seconds. And the red light will turn on at 2 minutes. The red light will turn on at 2 minutes and will remain on until the end of the speech. Any contestant is disqualified whose presentation time is less than the minimum time or more than the maximum time just noted. No signal shall be given to indicate that the presentation has gone into overtime. In the event of a technical failure of the lights, the contestant is allowed 30 seconds extra overtime before being disqualified. We also have these backup green, yellow, and red cards in case the timing light fails. Thank you.
Mr. Chief Timer, as Chief Judge, I remind all in this room, if it is necessary to leave, do so only during the 1 minute judging periods. The Sergeant at Arms will allow re-entry during a subsequent 1 minute period. Additionally, there is to be silence during this 1 minute. Please do not disturb the judges' deliberations and marking of their ballots. There'll be a minute in between for marking things down. If anyone has electronic equipment such as pagers, cell phones, please deactivate them now. There should be no disturbances during the contest. There should be no pictures taken during the contest. Please, pictures may be taken during the interview session immediately following the contest. Protests regarding originality or eligibility are limited to the judges and contestants and shall be made to the contest chair or me as chief judge prior to the announcement of the winners. Table topic contest. For this contest, the contest chair will view the procedures. Back to review.
I will read the question twice as the contestant reads along. After the card is handed back to me, the contestant may begin answering the question. So contestant number 1 will remain in the room while the Sergeant at Arms, Rhonda Whitaker, escorts the other contestants out and secludes them so they cannot hear the question or answer. I'd like to let the contestants know that you have to answer the question tonight. You cannot segue into another topic. Okay. Sergeant at Arms, are we ready?
Yes, the contestants have been briefed.
Please escort all but contestant number 1 from the room.
Yes, I'd like the audience to be informed that the contestants will have up to 30 seconds of silence before starting.
And
Right.
Do they know about the space?
Yes, please stay within the marked area on the floor.
Or combined?
And again, the timer will not start timing until your first verbal or nonverbal cue. Contestant number 1. The question, and I will read it out loud. You have been elected to be mayor of a small town. Describe 2 to 3 changes you would bring and explain why. Again, you have been elected to be mayor of a small town. Describe 2 to 3 changes you would bring and explain why. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite every citizen of this town to join with me in creating an ideal society. Now, each of you may have different ideas about what an ideal society is. That's why we need to come together and speak together and think together and know each other and plan what we can do together to make our town a greater, better town. This new forum for discussion, for planning, for implementing our ideas will be a new body that encompasses all of the citizens who wish to be involved and gather our ideas, put them forward, evaluate them, and decide what we want to do to move our town forward in a way that we can all get behind. It's critical that we come to accept, know, and love each other. Isn't that something that every one of us wants? We are all citizens of one town. We want there to be love in our streets between our citizens. We want there to be support for each other, support for our children. We want our government to be responsive to the individuals. And so I'm here to ask you to participate and tell us what it is that you want to have and see and have done in this community. We have a great opportunity here, an opportunity to make our town exactly what we have always dreamed it would be, and make our lives what it would be, what we have dreamed it would be, they would be. Together, and only together, can we accomplish this goal. Thank you.
Timer, may we have 1 minute of silence? Contestant number 2 will be Monty Congdon. Sergeant at Arms, would you escort contestant number 1 out of the room?
No, he stays.
He stays. So contestant number 2, Monty Congdon. Monty Congdon, contestant number 2. This is a question. Read it long. You have been elected to be mayor of a small town. Describe 2 to 3 changes you would bring and explain why. Once again, you have been elected to be mayor of a small town. Describe 2 to 3 changes you would bring and explain why.
Fellow Toastmasters, esteemed judges, and our honored guests here tonight, what would I do if I was elected mayor of a small town? A small town. Well, Fairfield has 10,000 people, but there's smaller towns than that. We live in Iowa. There's towns of 300, 500. And those are the true small towns, something different from here. If I was elected mayor of a small 200-person town, I would say every Wednesday, everyone gets to congregate in the park and there's a barbecue. And as mayor, I can afford to front that cost. On Fridays, we'll have a concert. I can front that cost too. I can't sing, but it's free. In Fairfield, we're lucky because we have something that's put on by the town already, the once-a-month Fairfield Art Walks. And that provides entertainment, it provides artistic, it provides vendors, it gives an opportunity for the whole town to come together. That's something that I would like to promote in any town that I would be mayor of. And I think that we're fortunate that we have a community. For the town of our size, even 10,000, that's not common. So I think it's very fortunate that we have that. And that's something that I would like to perpetuate in any community. Try to have a community space where people can come together, sell things, be entertained together, laugh together, and just experience each other as a community. As a mayor, that's what I would want to do. Thank you.
Timer, may we have 1 minute of silence. Contestant number 3, Cindy Trainer. Cindy Trainer, contestant number 3. Your question. You have been elected to be mayor of a small town. Describe 2 to 3 changes you would bring and explain why. Again, you have been elected to be mayor of a small town. describe 2 to 3 changes you would bring and explain why.
Fellow Toastmasters, honored and esteemed guests, Madam Contest Chair, and viewers at home. As your mayor, no, you would never hear that from me. I'm not a political person at all. So when I read this question, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to handle this? What am I going to say? I can say what I really like about this town and would like to see if I was mayor of another small community. Things that I would take from Fairfield with me and move to this other town. Good sidewalks. I love to go walking. And how can you walk on a nice late summer evening and listen to the crickets and listen and see the fireflies if you're so busy with a flashlight looking for cracks that you don't fall and break something? So I would love to have good sidewalks on every street. Maybe not on both sides, but at least one side of the street have nice, good, crack-free sidewalks. Bicycle paths, lots of parks, playground equipment, a really nice park and rec center like we have here in Fairfield. Of course, all of this takes lots of money. I may be kind of tied behind my back because money is an issue nowadays. But these are the things that Fairfield has in abundance. And if I ever become mayor of another small community, these are the things I would propose in my new hometown. Madam Contest Chair.
Timer, may we have 1 minute?
Pick up the balance.
Oh, okay. Chief Judge Scott Terry, do you have all the ballots and timers reports?
Timer report. Yes.
Goodbye.
Outside. You have to do it outside, Scott.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, just check to make sure I got everything. Thank you.
Now we'll set up the room for the interview portion, and then we'll ask the contestants to come up. I need 3 chairs. Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay, this will just be a couple questions each, since this probably won't take very long. I'm going to go from Monty, Stephen, and Cindy. Just a couple questions. Monty,
Yes.
what motivated you to join Toastmasters?
What motivated me to join Toastmasters? I knew that I had kind of a natural talent for some kinds of speaking, but I also knew that if you have something natural and you don't work at it, it just stays the same. So even if you're given a gift that you're born with something, you still need to work at it to improve, become better. So my intention for joining Toastmasters was I wanted to continue improving upon that ability. And I think that this has been a great place to do so far.
And how have you benefited from the different programs in Toastmasters? What have you found maybe surprising that you weren't expecting?
Well, one of the things that I like about this club is that you sort of, just by being a member of it, you will get sucked in to doing other things that you probably had no intention of doing. But that's actually a positive because sometimes we're comfortable just being where we are. And part of being in Toastmasters and public speaking is that you sort of need to push those boundaries to improve. So I've taken up the role of club secretary. Besides just doing general speeches, I was tasked with giving a leadership presentation, with delegating, and I found myself sort of half volunteering for this role, but I think it was a good push. This is the first contest I participated in, and I hope to continue to improve.
Thank you. Stephen Harper, I know you as a longtime community member of Fairfield. So how has the Toastmasters experience enhanced that experience or inspired you to be a greater member of the community? Seeing those two facets of your life and how do they come together?
Thank you, Karen. Toastmasters is an institution in Fairfield now. It's been going in this club for, what, 17 years or more?
25.
25, wow.
Next month.
I'm a newbie here. So this is an incredibly successful club. It's been the top club in the state of Iowa for many years. 10 times, Tom was telling me. So there are very talented speakers here. I have met people, gotten to know people that I wouldn't have. I've learned from the other speakers. I've been evaluated by top speakers who pointed out things that I had been unaware of. I already am a minister, I am a professor, I give a lot of talks, but I was amazed how much more I learned at Toastmasters, just coming every week and either giving an impromptu speech or a prepared speech, or seeing what other people were doing that really works or doesn't work.
Okay. Your profile that I received from you indicates interest in a wide variety of areas, including outdoor activity, travel, spirituality, business. And you also own Harper Properties LLC. How do you manage such a diverse range of activity? How do you keep up with all this? Now you've added Toastmasters to your life.
Ha!
What do you think? Presumably.
Well, thank you for asking. The truth is that I don't.
Okay.
I have to prioritize. That is very important. The other thing is that I practice transcendental meditation in a large group every day, and somehow my life gets organized for me in the most amazing and ideal way. It's uncanny how things just come together and opportunities happen. For instance, last week some friends invited me to go on a ski trip. I didn't think I had time, but just as it came time to leave, there was a break in my schedule and I was able to go. And it turned out to be the best trip I've ever had. Met more people that I didn't know and became great friends with, and planned more business activities. Doing business on the ski lift, going up and down. So it was just fantastic.
I hope you have more secrets to share later about your success. Okay. Cindy Trainer, you have been here how many years? For the Toastmasters?
18.
18 years? How have you seen this club grow and develop in that time?
A lot of friends have come and gone through Toastmasters. The club has grown. I believe when I first joined, they may have had 12 or 15 members, and it's kind of expands and contracts like a musical accordion, because we'll have up to 40 members and it'll drop back to 28 or so, and we have another special meeting and the club grows. So it's like a living and breathing organism, and as all organisms do, they change and grow, and this club keeps on growing in many different ways as the people in it grow.
Has this club been able to draw from diverse communities within Fairfield? Have you seen shifts in the demographics here?
somewhat, not as much. But yet the trend is towards more diversifying. We definitely see, because this is an international community, we see a lot of people. We've had people come that are Eastern Europe, Central Europe, Spanish, South America, from Argentina, all walks of life, Nepal, Japan. Yes, people from Belgium, Germany.
I think we can have one more question. Okay. You're an accomplished speaker and you're very gifted at one area that I'm terrified of, which is this table topics, impromptu speaking. Do you have any advice or tips for mastering that area? You could share it with us.
Be very willing to rip up all the boundaries that you have and set them aside. And just go with the flow. There's nervousness, but don't pay attention to that. Or there's fear, try not to pay attention to that. Just let the mind just wander freely. When you asked me that question earlier, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to deal with that? But as I started speaking, the ideas started flowing. And I just went with what came to mind. And of course, use all the skills that the person has learned in their Confident Communicator Manual, the first 10 speeches.
Okay. More questions?
Okay. Till they come back.
Okay. I think I'm interested in learning more about, or giving something to the guests. So let's stick to the topic of how to deliver, how to organize. And maybe we'll start with you. What have you learned here? What are the skills that you're using as you speak now? Maybe they were subconscious before, maybe now you have a little more conscious ability over using these skills. You can name somewhere.
Well, I'm not sure how they came off tonight, but from other speeches and just watching other Toastmasters speak in the club, timing of pauses is good, especially when you're storytelling. Not walking too much back and forth. That was something apparently I was doing, and you're not really aware of that until you watch a tape of yourself doing that. So being more present in where you position yourself, and if you move, have more purpose. Eye contact, one point, one contact, second point, another contact. Also, there's apparently I was doing this a little bit subconsciously, but it was pointed out that you can do repetition of key points or key words, and that's a technique. So all these things have been brought to my attention just from being a Toastmaster.
And once you practice these skills, it seems like they just become second nature. But it almost seems like at the beginning you might have to deliberately practice these things. And then
In the beginning, it's more, like for me, at Toastmasters, after each speech that we give, there's actually an evaluation. And everyone in the club actually can give you an evaluation form. And most of the stuff is usually positive, but what I find really interesting is the constructive criticism, where they give you advice or suggestions. And it just makes you aware of it. And that's the first step of changing something or becoming better at something, is just being aware of what you're currently doing and what simple step that you might have that you can take to try to address that. And usually it's a simple thing, like the pacing thing, where I wasn't aware I was really doing it.
Perfect, great, thank you. And you are very comfortable on stage. You came here with a lot of skill sets already. So what from Toastmasters has been transferring to other areas? You're a teacher, you're a minister, you're a businessman. You use communication regularly. So have you seen any transference of skills from here to those areas?
Yes, I have. It's a little challenging for me to delineate exactly what those are. I have noticed over the past year and a half that I've been a member that I have changed in response to the feedback I've gotten from the evaluators of speeches. more purposeful staging, as Monty mentioned. And I just did something that I apparently have a bad habit of doing I wasn't aware of until the counter started counting how many times I said and they said, and Stephen had so many they couldn't count that high. Also, I have begun incorporating more humor. As a minister, I think my speeches were a bit dry and didn't have enough humor. I once heard a very successful public speaker who said, if you don't incorporate humor, you will not succeed as a public speaker. So I want to thank those who have instructed me and shown me, for instance, people who have done humorous speeches, how to incorporate at least a few good laughs into every talk.
Okay, any tips on humor? Are there specific skills you can practice on humor? I
Well,
always
you can look.
I always thought of it as like a God-given talent. I didn't think of it as something you could actually develop.
Au contraire. When you hang around funny people, you pick it up and you start thinking in your mind, how can I make that into something humorous sounding? The other thing you can do is you can read jokes. You can prepare your speech and look up jokes on the internet and incorporate appropriate ones into your speech. And also, everybody has the opportunity in Toastmasters to be the joke master. Every meeting there's a joke master. I hope there's one this evening. If there's not, I'll volunteer.
Go ahead.
So everybody gets an opportunity to practice doing humorous speeches and telling jokes.
And one more question. So what form of humor do you resonate with the most? Or what forms of humor do you love?
I like New Age humor. Humor that makes fun of those of us who spend our lives involved in spirituality and what's called the counterculture or the New Age culture, because we can end up learning a lot by making fun of ourselves. There is a tradition in Native American spirituality that one member of the tribe is his job is to poke fun at all of the serious religious things that are done in order to keep that sense of laughter and joy lively, because joy is what it's all about. That's what spirituality is supposed to be all about. You know? People think of it as maybe monks. But no, it really is about bliss and light and life, and the people that really enjoy that, I think they laugh a lot. So.
And you really exhibit that.
Thank you.
Joy. And please share one of your jokes at the end. We'd love to hear one of your jokes at the end. We do not have a joke master at the moment, so.
Okay.
We have judges back.
That concludes the interview portion. Please give a warm applause. The results of the contest have been given to me. Rhonda Whitaker, will you come forward to help present the awards? Okay. Second place is a very important position. If for any reason the first place winner cannot compete in the next contest, the second place winner will be the one to compete. The results of the table topics contest, starting with second place winner, table topics contest is Monty Conklin. First place winner, table topics contest is Cindy Trainer. everyone for making today a success. I want to thank the contestants for giving a great effort today. So there's some other people I will mention. Certificate of participation presented to Jeff Shipley for playing the role of assistant timer. The certificate of participation presented to Rhonda Whitaker for assistant sergeant at arms.
I had to be in two places at once, so I got 2 certificates.
Okay.
And you say no?
And thank you to Scott Terry for playing the role of chief judge.
Go!
I'm going to thank all of our judges. Okay. Just kidding. Okay, so I'm going to call up all of our judges. So we have Louis Denbaum. And Arthur Atkinson. Dan Craig. Jean Symington Craig. And Thomas Howard Trainer. One more for our chief timer, Sir Izzy. Finally, you, the members of the audience, have helped make this conference successful. Give yourself a round of applause. I hope to see you all at the area speech contest, which will be held here April 1st. It will start at the usual time, 7:40. Now, since we had a short meeting, we would like to extend a welcome or invitation to our guests to participate in a round of table topics. So if that appeals to you, please stay. Otherwise, thank you for coming and drive carefully going home. The conference is adjourned.
No, not yet.
One message. Even though the third place contestant doesn't go on to the next contest, we do have a certificate for Stephen Harper, who placed third. Stephen Harper.
Okay. Now the conference is adjourned.
But,
We clap for her. We clap for Karen.
yay!
So, who's leading the table topics portion?
Oh, you need a volunteer. Would anyone like to be table topics master? Jean, all right.
Yeah,
All right,
so-
thank you.
Grab back. Grab back. Promise.
Is the grab bag?
Yes, I'll get you there.
So what we're going to do is we're going to be pulling items. Who knows what they are? They're random props, items, grab bag. You're going to pull it out. Thank you. Let's see what we got in here. Oh, very interesting. Very interesting. Oh, good.
More stuff.
You're going to pull this out and you're going to tell us some 2 or 3, something that's really desirable about the thing that you pull out, and convince us that we need to get one.
Ha!
Okay, I'll say that again. You're going to reach in pull something out. Tell us something really positive, interesting, desirable about this thing, and make us want this. Okay.
Should you review the timing just real quick?
Yes. Who's gonna be? Surya, will you be the timer?
Yeah.
Do you want to give us the timing parameters?
Sure. Well, as in the introduction earlier, these are table topic speeches, so they will be 2 minutes in length. A contestant will be disqualified speaking less than 1 minute or more than 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So again, the green light will turn on 1 minute, the yellow light will turn on at 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red light will turn on at 2 minutes and will remain on until the end of the speech. And I'm happy to give a report at the end if that's desired.
Great, great. So if you see the green light go on, you've made it. If you see the red light go on, you want to wrap it up. And again, this is just about getting exercise. This is exercise for your brain, your neurons. You don't get exercise if you don't exercise, right? So, so this is my encouragement. So who would like to be our first volunteer? And I'd like to see somebody who hasn't ever been up here before. Okay, again, it's neurons. Oh, yes, gentlemen. Yes, come on up. What's your name?
My name is Nayarad Bro.
Nayarad. Nayarad. Now remember, same as the contest, you have up to 30 seconds to just quietly be thinking about how you're organizing what you want to say. No pressures there, and then you can start. So don't feel like you have to be right out of the starting gate. Okay, so you ready to stick your hand in? All righty. You have to just turn your head the other way. Look at Art over there in the pink sweater. Okay. There you go. Very good.
Okay. Here you go. Thank you, Toastmaster participants, and you're at home. Have you had any day that you have a kind of wrapper that makes your home happy? And if you go into the market or jewelry shop and think about someone loved at the house, and you want to buy something that makes her happy or him happy. This would be the really nice piece of that unit that can cover your heartly thing inside it and expose in front of her or him to make them you care about it. Okay? And have you not tried it before? I would recommend you try it. I have had a chance to try it, and I had a good luck and good reception. And if you have not, I really appreciate it if you try it, and you will not regret it. This is not that much expensive, but it will pay off really well. At the end, I would like to encourage you to make your day wonderful. Thank you.
Excellent. Really well done. Get up here. Didn't it feel good? Kind of just check it
This
out.
is the first time ever
Yes, yes.
That's a little bit nervousness.
Yes, a little nervousness, a little butterflies, it's okay. We swim with the butterflies going anyway. All right, so who else would like to come up? And I am looking for, I'm looking for some people I haven't seen before. Because, this gentleman in the back, what's your name?
Brian?
Brian. Come on up, Brian. Some of you know how much fun this is, and your hand's already up and ready to go to come on up. So I'm waiting for some of the people that are a little maybe sitting back to see if they want to do this. But thank you, Brian, for coming up. All right, so you understand what we're going to do?
Yeah.
All right, so you look away, stick your little paw in here. Okay. Whoa, very good.
Thank
That's
Today I'd like to present to you an incredible and natural product that allows you to not only cook with, but be able to utilize any other facet of life. For example, if you're into gardening, you love to garden, perfect natural tool to be able to use it, made from natural wood, rather than having something made by some factory, who knows where. Having this as just a natural wood product, made by real people, by their hands. Plus, if you are more the type that loves to cook, why not use this to be able to use for stir fry, for spaghetti, or whatever else you may have lying around the kitchen. So in essence, this is an incredible tool that allows you to fulfill other desires. And in essence, that's what any tool is, fulfilling of that desire through a means of practicality. And for the low, low price of $9.95, you can find it right here in our local Hy-Vee. Thank you.
See, Hy-Vee's going to really be happy that we're meeting here now because everyone's going to come storming out and try to buy everything in the aisles. Okay, so you see how it works. Not hard, kind of fun, exhilarating, right? Yep. Next person who'd like to scratch it up a little bit up here. Okay, Roberto.
Ooh.
Ooh. There you go. Ooh. Here, you hold it.
Well, thanks for inviting me here, Jeff, and all of you. I'm going to show you here. It's like a little bowl here, decoration, and also makes noise. Like a bell thing. So it has the yin and yang symbols, one on one side and three on the other side, different colors, and they represent both sides of in the Chinese tradition, I believe it is. It represents black and white and different, both sides of life. Death and life and these things. So, and the little bell inside actually creates a feeling inside you, creates a feeling of wellness and calmness. So, when you shake it, you carry it around, like walk and just do this, creates this calm feeling. And also, you can actually have it on your table here, and you can still see the yin-yang symbol here. So anyway, this is I don't know how much it cost, but I don't know what Brian probably looked at the price there. I don't think they saw it here. But I can tell you that this is a really great thing to own, and you can decorate your living space. So I would encourage you to really buy it. Really get it, whatever you can get. So thank you.
Okay. I'm looking at some food. You look like you were looking, yeah, you look like you were getting ready to get. This is Dustin. All right, Dustin, here you go. So put your little hand in there. Okay, sorry. All right. Tell us what it is and then go for it. Here you go. Shake your hand. Good. All right.
Omniflex monofilament fishing line. Made by Shakespeare Company since 1897. From what I've heard, this Omniflex fishing line is the strongest fishing line that has ever existed. Ever. Omniflex is a top seller at your local retail markets like Walmart, Hy-Vee. I have heard that Omniflex created this fishing line because the creator was out trying to capture the largest bass he had ever seen. He came across it one year when he was a child. He was rowing his boat out in this pond that belonged to his family. So he was out on this boat fishing one day. He was trying to get a sunny. Cast out his line, felt a snag on his lure, and the pole was ripped right out of his hands. He dove in to get the pole, got it, but never saw that fish again. This sort of thing occurred, five times after that in 1 year. The next year, 10 times. The year after that, 20 times. He was determined. He needed to get this bass. So what he did was he created Omniflex when he was 20 years old. 20 years old. He got that fish. Took him 3 months of trying. 3 months. But it took him nearly 16 years before that to try to get the fish. Ultimately, he got his fish. Thank you.
Prop night is so creative because you just go crazy with whatever you think. How long do you want to go for this? I still have more items.
Okay, so 2 or 3 more, and then wrap it up.
Okay. Okay, this gentleman back here, would you like to come up?
You doing?
Yeah.
I've met you before. How are you doing?
Nice. How are you?
Good, good. All right, so you know what we do.
Okay.
Put your hand in there. Doesn't matter whether it's left or right, you'll get the same. Okay? All right, here we go.
Thank you. I'm not going to show you what I have. Because it's something really fantastic. It's never been seen in the Western world. It's a rare treasure, and it's something that is tremendously useful for everyone, but only available to very few people. So I'm going to see if there's one or two people who might be deserving enough to bid on this item. Other people cannot even bid on it, but are you ready for it?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I'm going to wait a little while before I tell you what it is. I'll give you a little more information about it. It coming from far distant land, made with a secret of how to control the containment of items that you would like to really keep from escaping from you. And you can only do this with this item, which is a magical clip. Now this looks like any other clip. I'm sure you've seen something that looks similar to this, but I can assure you that it's not the same. This has such an interesting spring to it that once it clamps onto the item that you want to contain, it will never let go. So you better be careful when you use this item, but you will enjoy it and it will serve you well for the rest of your life. So I'm sure that you will want one, and I want to find 2 bidders for it, but you don't have to speak up. I will talk with you later after this presentation. So thank you very much. The item costs $950, but today we're going to have a special discount of $945 on this item. So thank you very much.
This gentleman here has been very. Tell me your name again now.
Luis.
Luis, as opposed to Louis. Luis, why don't you come on up? Okay, here we go. Take it up. There you go.
Fellow Toastmasters, esteemed honored guests, viewers at home, today I present with me actually, this valuable item. Everybody's. Not nobody's. Everybody's. So this is something that can be valued by every single person because of the name in and of itself. And it's also a place that we know and we appreciate very much because of its different variations of organic food, delicious, nutritious food that we so much want for our bodies, and other items as well. Now, this is something, a keychain, that you can put every kind of different assortment of keys. How annoying it is to lose keys all the time. I mean, just put them in here and solve that problem. As well as when you leave Fairfield, you'll have this keychain that's going to allow you to remind you of Fairfield, and it's going to go everywhere with you. So you'll be able to remember the lovely town of Fairfield while having a keychain at the same time. Thank you.
It's a great job you guys are doing. Every single thing up here, I just can't figure out which one I want first. Really. Well, you guys are the ringers. I'm sort of like, can we keep going? Can we keep going?
Yes, we can keep going as long as people are interested.
All right. So I want a newish, slightly-ish face. Newish. Going once, going to this. Sometimes there's a little dialogue going in there. Okay. Come on.
So, Nelson?
Nelson. Okay, so let's see. Okay, you gotta go for it.
Thank you. Welcome, honored guests, Toastmasters, and viewers at home. I'm going to present to you something pretty spectacular, out of this age and out of this time. It's a new technology made by NASA in the secrets of the vaults in their minds and in their imaginations, coming from space, far beyond your reach. But you've seen a part of it before. You've probably seen it with young kids from the window, high above. Maybe you're at vacation and it's coming from a hotel and you're walking in the sand. I'm thinking of Myrtle Beach, mind you. And then you see a green dot, green light, and bam, laser light. The highest, most powerful laser you've ever seen. So amazing that when you shine on it, aliens can see you from far away. And they start sending you beacons of light right back at you. Like, hey, we got your message. And then you're wondering like, whoa, this is really true. Unbelievable. So now that I have your attention, let me tell you the price. Because that's unbelievable as well. Even though you would want it to be free, it's not. Obviously. It's more than just free. It's just $1. Why is it $1? Well, it's kind of complicated, but we could go into taxing, a little bit later. But basically, the government wants you to have one. Why? I know it sounds crazy, because they want you to communicate with those beings from outer space. They want them to come down and save us for some reason, because maybe we're just destroying the earth. But that's a whole nother topic. Won't you buy my product?
Somehow I think we need a redhead. We have a redhead in the room. I think we have a gentleman over there.
Yeah.
Art Atkinson. Redhead, all right. Okay, here we go. Hand in there. Okay, here you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are not even going to believe what we found. We went to the emerald mines in Colombia. We dug around thinking we were going to find something beautiful and green and precious. And what we found was jet black and red and shaped curiously like a pair of hands in prayer, buried deep in the earth, made with a spring. It was unbelievable, and these are incredibly rare. I was lucky to be on the expedition that found 2 of them. This is one of the 2. The other one is in the Smithsonian under the under the most amazing security. But we have this one available to a discerning bidder, like one of my previous colleagues mentioned. Rare items from the Far East. Well, this is a rare item from Colombia. I would invite bids starting at 150,000 pounds sterling. Payment in either sterling silver or gold. Take possession. Let me tell you about the things that can be done with these remarkable items. First of all, they're much heavier than their size suggests. They can be used to hold down important papers, like a paperweight would be, but much more securely. The spring enables it to grab those same papers, so that you can carry them together and keep them together if you had important papers that had to be kept together. If you wanted to throw papers away, you could use the spring to grab them and drop them in a flame. An incredibly precious and unique item, starting at only 150,000 pounds sterling. Do I have a bidder? Sterling or gold? Madam Tabletop.
Well, thank you. We've had a really rousing table topics. I'm really so thrilled. All of the people that stepped up and had a brand new experience, and those that have come before and continue to give us their contributions. It's really great. Thank you for participating. Please feel free to come back. Our regularly scheduled types of meetings will be again next week, Tuesday. I will go ahead and turn the meeting over to, I think, to our president, Rhonda Whitaker.
Yo!
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master. Now, we sometimes have evaluations. We're going to skip that tonight. This is kind of an unusual night. We're being flexible and going with the flow here. We are going to have a short business meeting where we talk about Facebook. And for the benefit of our guests, we do have a Facebook site. It's called Golden Speakers, Golden Speakers Toastmasters, number 7515. And we would like it very much if you could do an organic boost for our Facebook site. If you could like us and share it with 5 of your friends, it will help us draw in membership to keep our club lively and growing. As you can see tonight, we had many guests who offered new points of view and new subjects for us to enjoy, and it keeps us on our toes because we never know what to expect from people. I would like to ask people, how many use Facebook? And do you have any friends that you think might like to learn how to express themselves better, or perhaps you would like to encourage to express themselves better? Scott's head is expressing itself on the time to go home and go to bed? Okay. Also, leadership. There's a lot you can learn about leadership and Toastmasters. We'll be doing some leadership speeches in the next couple of months, so please come back and hear us as we help you understand what Toastmasters is about. I'd like to give you all a chance to ask any questions now. Art?
Yes, as treasurer, I have a brief announcement that I would like to make.
Very good.
Okay. Toastmasters organization pays dues on a semi-annual basis, and the dues periods start April 1st going to September 30th, October 1st going to March 31st. So we have at the end of this month dues that will be payable, 6-month dues, $9 a month to be a member of the club, $3 of which stays with the club, $6 of which goes to the international organization. So dues are payable to Golden Speakers by shortly before the end of the month of $54 for the following 6-month period. And I would like to begin that process now so that it's not a scramble in the last couple of days of March. We have distinguished club program goals that include getting dues paid on time and membership rosters complete and everything like that. And we have to get it done by the 1st of April. So it's a big help if we start a little bit early. Just make out your check to Golden Speakers, $54, bring it to me either tonight or the next meeting. Thank you.
Art.
Art, some people might want to know if they could hand you a check that's post-dated for March 31st or April 1st.
Absolutely.
And also for people who are students and might want to join for a little while and don't want to lose any money because they're moving to another city, there are Toastmasters clubs in other cities, and your Toastmasters International dues are transferable. So you could take $6 a month with you to that new club and ask them to be a member. $3 would stay with us, though, because that's non-refundable. We use it to fund our events. We do advertising. We buy products that we need to maintain our supplies, etc. I would like to actually find out who was the best table topics person tonight. And Surya, could you give us a time, the names, please, and we can applaud for whoever we liked the most.
Sure. Would be my
Give the
pleasure.
names first. Yes,
Yes.
thank you.
First gentleman did not get his name.
Naya.
Naya had 1 minute and 50 seconds. Brian came in with 1 minute and 13 seconds. Gilberto came in with 1 minute and 44 seconds. Dustin came in with 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Idon came in with 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Luis came in with 1 minute and 12 seconds. Nelson came in with 2 minutes and 7 seconds. And Art came in with 2 minutes and 25 seconds. And now, I guess I'm interested in the instruction. So I should go again, say all the
If
names.
you could say the first person's name, and they could stand up and we can class. And we'll listen to see who gets the loudest
okay.
applause.
So, Luis. Nelson. And Art.
Well, I couldn't tell. Winners tonight. And with that, if there are no more questions, we are going to adjourn until next Tuesday, same place, 7:40. Please come by 7:40 so we can begin on time at 7:45. Adjourn.